Hello, viewers, and greetings, fellow space travelers. This is Thorn of Night, and I am, uh, in this series, going to be demonstrating the aspect of industrial craft called agriculture. Uh, One thing I do need to mention before I get going, some of the things that you will see in these videos are not part of IndustrialCraft, but are instead part of another mod. I am using the Feed the Beast mod pack in order to demonstrate this world, and that's where some of the things, like for instance, the Zycorodite bricks here. This is not part of IndustrialCraft. This is from something else. This is from Zycraft. So if you see some things in here that you just absolutely don't recognize, it's because it's part of a mod pack. I apologize. But moving right along, because there is a lot of stuff to cover, and I'm probably going to have to divide this into 2 or maybe 3 episodes, I'm going to go ahead and get going. For this episode, I'm going to start off with just the basics and what you'll need to know to get going and what you can expect to find out from doing your own agriculture. The first thing you're going to need to know is how to make this thing called a crop. A crop is made by using 4 sticks, and that will get you 2 crops. Now, what a crop does is, if you have some tilled dirt that is moistened by water, which can only reach 4 blocks away, just so you know, if I tilled this dirt here, it would revert back to dirt. So the radius diagonally and laterally is only 4 blocks from a water source block. Anyway, you use a crop like you would use a seed that you'd find, or a carrot or a potato, in the tilled dirt by just simply right-clicking and planting it. Now, the purpose behind this crop is so you can plant one of the many seed types that are available in IndustrialCraft, or one of the many plant types, one of the 10 plant types that are found in regular vanilla Minecraft, and it acts as a sort of plant placeholder. You can put them as close to each other as you want, or have them alternating. Ultimately, the purpose behind having them, aside from being able to hold a plant in position that it would not normally be able to hold, is that you can put a crop on top of a crop. What this does is, if you have a plant here and a plant here, it will generate a new plant that has traits or aspects of the 2 adjacent plants. Also, you can do the same thing like this, where you have a plant there and a plant there. This will take attributes of both of those. Now, you can use any sort of seed on the crops, the standalone crops. However, you cannot plant any of the seeds on these crossbred crops. Now, the next thing I need to mention, the crop is susceptible to water damage. If you take a bucket of water and let it flow over, it will knock the crop out, whether it's got a plant in it or not. Put some dirt back here. There we go. So keep that in mind. Now, one other thing that you need to know about the crops is this. If you keep a crop bare without putting a type of seed in it, what's going to happen eventually, and it will happen, is weeds are going to crop in. weeds are little stubby dark green plants that will spread and occupy any bare crop. Now, when a bare crop has acquired a weed, it will stand a chance to migrate the weed to an existing plant and turn it into a weed. So that is something you're going to have to watch out for. I'm going to wait and let some of these produce weeds so you can see them after I fill it up here. And if I seem scatterbrained, I apologize. I'm trying to keep track of all the different things that I need to cover in this mod, and I'm just generally a scatterbrained person anyway. But, oh, there's a weed right there already. I didn't have to wait. This is what a weed looks like when it starts, and this is what a weed looks like at full grown size. They don't get too big, and they stay this nice dark green color. All the other plants have a lighter color to them, and you can identify them by the starter shoot over here being almost the same dark green color all the way throughout. Now, weeds do have their bad side, however, they also have their good side. Excuse me, and that is if you have an area where you have just simply planted some sticks around some water and have dirt around it, what will happen is eventually the weeds will take over. However, when a weed finds an uncropped tilled dirt or an ungrassed dirt block, just a regular dirt block, it will convert it into a grass block, and on the, let's see here, north and west side of the weeds, it will stand a high chance of generating wheatgrass from which you can actually get some seeds. So if you are, for instance, in a situation where you have no seeds and need to get some quickly, all you really need to do is have some dirt, a water source block, and some sticks to make some crops, and obviously a hoe, and you can just start manufacturing seeds on your own just by simply taking the block around it, turning it into a dirt by suffocating it, and then it will turn back into a grass block and stand a high chance of getting another wheatgrass. So you can keep producing seeds this way. So weeds aren't all that bad. However, for the rest of the aspects of the mod, of this part of the mod, weeds are your biggest enemy. Alright, now for the rest of this episode, I am going to focus on the actual results of, and the beginnings of crossbreeding the vanilla plants with itself. This is regular wheat, and this is how it looks when it is fully grown on a crop. It looks just like the regular wheat does, and there really is no visible difference as far as I've been able to tell. You will see, however, that there are plants in here that are most obviously not wheat. Some of them you recognize, like potatoes. Some of them you will have never seen before, like, for instance, these are pumpkins, or let's see here, what's another good one? These are tulips. This is blackthorn. Basically, this is what a field of checker layout crossbred plants will look like. It is a random chance, and it is not a 100% chance, but you will, in a large enough field, pretty much get any kind of variation that there is in IndustrialCraft, so long as the conditions for that plant are right. For the most part, all you need for the conditions to be right are water nearby, at least some amount of airspace above it, recommend at least 8 or more blocks, and a decent level of light. Just having it outdoors in open air is pretty much the most optimum situation. Now I'm going to show you here. These are regular seeds, and this is tilled dirt that you're used to, and that's planting seeds in tilled dirt. You're accustomed to that. This is going to produce wheat, and this is gotten from the wheatgrass. Now, when you put the seeds on the crops, they look very similar to the bare seed for the actual wheat, and the growth looks very similar all the way throughout. But the way you plant things on these crops is by right-clicking, just like you would with regular seeds. Nothing much new here with wheat. From here on out, however, things are going to start looking a little bit squirrely. So I'm going to try to go through these as fast as possible. There are 10 plants in vanilla Minecraft that are able to be planted on these crops. The exceptions are the trees, the cactus, and the 2 types of mushrooms. Anyway, next is sugarcane. You're used to seeing this. It grows normally by water on dirt, grass, or sand. It will not except being planted on a block that is not immediately adjacent to a source or a flowing block of water. So I can't put it here, can't put it there. It will only go there. Now, normally it will grow 3 tall. Sometimes it'll spawn 4 tall. But when you are using the IndustrialCraft, this here is what a full-grown sugarcane reed looks like. And as you can see, once again, lots of different variations from using the crossbreeding. I will show you what a freshly planted sugarcane reed looks like. Drastically different from the first stage of the regular sugarcane on a dirt or a sand, but this will grow up to look like that. Next in line is the pumpkin. You are used to seeing this as a pumpkin plant, and this is the result of the pumpkin. This is just a vanilla texture pack. For the purposes of this video, I wanted everything to look as recognizable and normal as possible. So when you plant a pumpkin, it starts out as this tiny little speck that's rather hard to see and rather hard to get the hitbox unless you have a steady hand. However, when you plant it on the crops, it looks like this. Very different, and the outcome, the adult crop version of the pumpkin looks like this. It is orange, so you can tell it is a pumpkin, but one of the advantages to this is that it will only take up 1 spot, whereas with this you have to have the plant and another spot that is a dirt block next to it for the pumpkin to actually mature. Next in line, very similarly, is the melon plant. Almost identical in appearance, except this has the melon green color. And I will show you what this looks like here. That's what the freshly planted melon looks like. And this is what the freshly planted melon looks like on the crops. Moving along. Next in line is the carrots. Now the carrots are going to look very similar. except you see a little bit of brown at the top of the carrot plant, and that's the top of the crop. That is what a freshly planted carrot looks like, and that is what a freshly planted carrot looks like on the crop. Slightly bigger, but very similar. Next is the potato. And similarly, you can see the stick from the crop sticking out of the top of the potato plant. That is what a freshly planted potato looks like. And this is what a freshly planted potato looks like on a crop. Alright, the next one is a very tedious plant. If you want to start planting the cocoa on the crops, first thing you'll want to know is this is what an adult cocoa crop looks like as compared to an adult cocoa in vanilla Minecraft. That is what a freshly planted cocoa plant looks like in vanilla Minecraft on a piece of jungle wood. And it is very, very hard to get a cocoa plant to stick on a crop right off the get-go. There's a reason behind that, and I will cover that either at the end of this video or possibly it will have to be in the next video. But if you read these signs, I did fertilize them manually and I weeded them manually, and then I just gave up. Because this, of all the vanilla plants, the cocoa plant needs some serious babysitting. The amount of weeds that are generated in the crops are very high. As you can see, it's very finicky how it wants to be planted. I did add some Weedex, which is something that is part of this mod and related to agriculture, but even that didn't stay for long enough for the plants to grow up. And they grow very, very slowly once you plant them. Now, this information is if you are just getting started. Once you have some of the products that are available for agriculture that are designed for slightly later in the game, it's a lot easier to get the cocoa plants to work. But when you're first getting started, I do not recommend going after cocoa. I recommend starting with the jungle trees to get the cocoa. You will see why when I get to that part, and it's probably going to be for the next episode. But anyway, moving along, I have... Did I put the cocoa back? Yes. I have roses.
A vast virus database.
I'm sorry, I don't know if you could hear that as part of my system sound. If not, then you'll be confused by this. But I have Avast, and it just updated and was very loud, and I apologize if that scared you. Anyway, make it morning. This is just a regular rose that you will find on the ground anywhere in normal vanilla Minecraft. You can plant it on dirt, you can plant it on grass, and you can also plant it on tilled dirt. However, when you plant it on a crop, first thing you will notice is that it took 4 roses in order to make this, and I'll show you that again. Right now I have 48. I plant 1, and now I have 44. The other thing that you'll need to know about this is when you plant it, it doesn't need to grow. It is actually at its full mature state. That is what it looks like when it is mature. So basically, all you really need to do to worry about the rose is just plant it and walk away. So you don't have to worry about fertilizing it, watering it, or any other caring for it. It's a fire and forget kind of plant, but it does look a little different from the regular vanilla rose, um, insofar as there are four of them instead of just one, and whoops, and it is slightly smaller in appearance. Next in line, very similar, as a matter of fact, almost identical to the rose, is the dandelion, or what's called just the flower. And just like the rose, you can plant it on dirt, on grass, or on tilled dirt. And when you plant it on a crop, it does take 4. So I have 52 now, there's 48. Nothing else really to add about that. So I'm going to finish that and go on to the nether wart. Nether wart now can be grown in the overworld. It does still need soul sand to be grown normally. So you can't plant it on dirt or on regular tilled dirt. So it does need soul sand. However, when you're using crops, you can plant it on tilled dirt and it will grow and look very similar. As you can see here, this is what an adult netherwort looks like on a crop, and this is what an adult netherwort looks like on just soul sand by itself in vanilla. The growth stages are almost identical, so they look very, very similar. Alright, now that is all 10 of the vanilla plants that are available in Minecraft with respect to planting them on crops versus planting them in their normal conditions. I think what I'm going to do, so I can, I guess, clear my head a little bit more, is take a little break and cut this video off here and get ready to record the next episode. That way also this episode doesn't take too much longer. What I will be covering in the next episode is some more in-depth information on the other tools that are available for doing the care of the plants and the crossbreeding. And I will also cover the harvesting, as well as what you can expect to get from harvesting. And then either at the end of that video or maybe in the third video, I'm going to cover the plants that are obtained through crossbreeding only and cannot be gotten in just regular vanilla Minecraft. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off here, and keep an eye out for my next episode in this series. I'm either going to be putting it up right afterwards or maybe the next day. Thanks for watching this. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, leave them in the comment section below, and I will respond to you as quickly and thoroughly as possible. Give a like if you feel like it, if you thought this was worth watching. And until the next episode in this series, this is Thorn of Night, and I will talk to you later.